please.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? It looks like a bright, sunny, beautiful day where you are.
It is gorgeous. Do you know what? I escaped. So I've been in Brooklyn in this whole period. And then last week I took one of those immunity tests. You know how we all hope that we're super immune at
Yeah.
City MD. And I did the COVID test as well when they stick it up your nose. And unfortunately, I'm not immune, but obviously the COVID test came back negative. So I hopped in the car and came to see my family. They've been out on the North Fork. Um, of Long Island. So here I am. I've got
Nice.
the
Oh, it's
trees in the
gorgeous.
background, and it's really
Absolutely
nice.
gorgeous.
So I
Yeah, I've been in,
escaped. Yeah,
I
tell me
love it.
about you. What happened? When did
Yeah,
you leave
I've
the
been same
city?
thing. I've been in South Carolina since early March.
Yeah,
After my vocal surgery, we wanted a place to just kind of for me to heal and not have to, I wanted a beach. I was like, if I'm going to be off for 6 weeks, I'm going to go someplace nice. And then COVID was just starting to become a thing. It wasn't our biggest fear at the time was, oh, maybe we shouldn't fly. So we drove to South Carolina. And then it started to progress and spiral downward. I remember by like the day. And by the end of the week, we thought, we're not driving back. We're
that's
just going
right.
to,
So what date was that? When was it in March? Because we
it
left
was
the
like the
city on the
first.
13th.
So right around then, that's exactly
Yeah,
when I left. I
yeah,
drove here right around that time because I remember we were supposed to go to Panama for spring break, and the kids
right,
really wanted to salvage their spring break, and we thought, eh. And at the time, I just didn't want to get stuck in customs.
right,
We didn't know what we know
right,
now.
right.
So my biggest fear was just getting stuck at an airport. When
Yeah.
little did we know, that was the least of our worries. But so I'm glad that we came because, like I said, we've been here hunkered
Yeah.
down ever since.
I know. But isn't it incredible how it just changed day by day? So we came out that same weekend, and then that following week, the Sunday night, I was having dinner at home, and I'd said to Daniel, my husband, I'm going to drive into Brooklyn. And then it's about a 100-mile round trip, so it's not great, but taking the car, I'll be safe. And I'll come home. I'll do a crazy commute, but I'll come home. And then Monday morning, for 4:30 in the morning, I say to Daniel, like, I can't come back. I can't
Uh,
run that risk because we were in the
yeah,
epicenter in Brooklyn, right?
yeah.
Our
Oh,
kitchen's in
yeah.
Flushing and Marcy, right in the epicenter. And I basically said, say goodbye to the children for me. I don't know when I'll be back. And I was gone
Mm.
for 4 weeks.
Wow.
It was a long time to
Wow.
be away.
Wow. Well, you
Um,
look good.
well, you look gorgeous. You look wonderful. So tell me about, what's life like now for you, with work, managing the work, the shows, the children? How's it all
Yes.
going? Because
It's,
you're
I was,
busy.
I am busy. I would say it's the craziest of times, but also in some ways the best of times,
Right?
in this moment. So before COVID,
Yeah,
my average day, it's still nuts, but I was traveling a lot.
I
I'd say
know.
flying a couple days a week, and I would do day trips. So I would fly to Boston for the day. I would do the morning show at 9 o'clock because I do the third hour of the show,
Yeah,
fly off and then come right back. Or I would fly to, I'm flying all over the place. Even if I would go to Los Angeles, it would just be literally fly to LA, do a story, and then fly right back. Not even,
right.
staying in a hotel. So it was
Yeah,
nuts. I have three little ones, and so they have plenty of activities and soccer and ballet and piano. So it just
yeah,
felt like every day was like, we were all ships passing through the night. In fact, that's how I connected with you because, the self-care aspect of my life was just on the back burner and my diet was going out the window and it was starting to affect me. It wasn't, less about weight and more just about how I felt, my
right.
digestion, like it was just all falling apart. And I will say, looking back at it now, I see why my body just started to go kaput because it was
Right,
nuts, like
right.
not exactly sustainable. But, I was making it, doing
Yeah,
the best I
yeah,
could.
yeah,
And so fast forward, now I'm seeing how I appreciate the clarity that this time has given me because
yeah,
I'm still busy. I'm still doing things every 30 minutes, every hour, but I'm in place, I'm
yeah.
not going anywhere.
I know.
So it's, the kids are right behind me doing their homework. And so I'm able to kind of help them. My
Yeah.
husband's literally in front of me. You can't see doing some exercise routine that I have. So
Doing his
I,
push-ups.
in some ways we've never spent this much time together
I
since,
know.
ever.
Yeah,
So that part of it is a gift. Now, I would be lying to you if I didn't say, look, it is stressful at times, with the live Zooming and just the whole technology of trying to broadcast live in the
yeah,
mornings from a home. And, I'm hearing them and I'm trying to focus on an interview.
Right.
Literally, there was one day I was doing some interview and my husband accidentally turned on the remote and you hear DuckTales. And it was like a serious interview,
So come on.
Yeah. So, but again, if you keep all that in perspective, I'm trying to look at the positive. And
Right.
for me, especially, I think that my body physically has really enjoyed
Right.
this pause button. If we can, Lord willing, stay healthy, I hope we can emerge from this better.
That's right. I mean, I so agree with you. Now, clearly there's been devastation, destruction,
Oh,
the economy,
100%.
and all of
Oh,
those
yeah,
things.
yeah.
So obviously respectful and cognizant of that. However,
Absolutely. Yeah.
when we look at the time that we're able to spend, more at home, cooking, being with our family, as you say, kind of taking the foot off the pedal, and the impact that that's had also on the environment has been amazing. A couple of weeks, it was probably longer than that. About 4 weeks ago, I live in Brooklyn Heights, and I was running around Brooklyn Bridge Park. And so it's on the East River, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I literally stopped. So I'm not exaggerating. I stopped and I had tears in my eyes because the water was clear. It looked like the south of
Wow.
France. And so
Wow.
it questions, the lifestyle that you've had, that so many of us have, of like jumping on a plane. It's wonderful being in person with people, but if we can get 75% of that through Zoom, video chat, or whatever it is, then maybe there's a new balance, right? Maybe there's a new way of doing things.
Absolutely. It's like you said, it's this, you know, so many people have been sick, and I have almost so many people in my circle have been sick. I mean, more than I can count, frankly, in New York City. So there have been scary times, and so that's what I'm saying. It's like an emotional roller coaster, because there's a piece of me that
Right.
appreciates this calm and this peace. And in the next moment, I had one of my best friends calling me because her husband was fainting from COVID. And then, my grandfather was in the hospital. He's 96. And
Is
he's
he all
back
right?
home.
Did he make it? Oh,
He's back home. Yeah.
Oh,
He just had some respiratory issues, but they wanted him out of, obviously they didn't even want him in the hospital if he didn't have to be there. So, that's what I'm saying. So for every moment that I'm like, okay, this is good, it's like, oh my gosh, this is, so I feel torn on, it's like you said, I'm like, can we hurry up and get past this? But when we get past it, can we take the silver linings of it and use it for the best?
Right. That's right. Yeah, no, I think that would be, a good thing if we all take out of this kind of difficult period. And are you helping your children at school? Like, tell me, they're homeschooling at the moment?
Yeah. So, I mean, they go to school in the Village in New York, and all three of them have live Zoom classes. We have lots of shoots. In fact, I have a shoot in literally like 15 minutes. I'm pulling in my daughter on one of the shoots, and my youngest son. But it stressed me out the first couple of weeks because I felt like I couldn't keep up with their learning, and I thought, oh God, I can't keep up. I can't do fractions anymore. I don't remember.
That's right. Isn't it scary? I'll come back to you on that one.
Yeah, but I've realized is, what, Craig Melvin, one of my co-hosts, said nobody's, is going to not get into Harvard because for 6 weeks they were home, if that.
Right.
So it's just like, okay,
it's going to be
do our best. It's going to be okay. There are other things that I think they're getting that maybe they wouldn't get if they were at school.
Yeah.
Particularly my one-on-one attention. So
yeah, that's right.
So I'm not stressing out about it as much as I was in the beginning.
Yeah. And what are you doing to keep it all together? How is your eat clean in 2019?
You would be proud of me. Guess what I had for lunch?
What did you have?
2 slices of Ezekiel bread for toast.
Oh, I taught you well.
I sauteed some kale. And the only thing that I don't know if it would be on your diet are plantains. I sauteed plantains in olive oil. I don't know if that's
good.
part of it.
No, that's good. How did they turn out?
Sugar. It's sugar. Because I wanted dessert, and we don't really have anything in the house, because if I buy it, I'll eat it. So I was like scouring the kitchen for something, and so I could just kind of
blaming me, like, why did that woman get me to throw out all the sugar in the house? She's horrible.
But before you, I had never even heard of Ezekiel bread. Never even heard of it.
Do you remember that time we went around Trader Joe's, that supermarket? This is the bread you buy. These are the refries, not that peanut butter. This one.
So funny. It's it changed my life. It changed my health. It really did. I went to doctor after doctor and all this, I remember, gosh, even in my 20s, having to go to a gastroenterologist because at the time I thought Pop Tarts and lean cuisines would be fine. And I remember him back then when I was in my 20s. I'm 42 now, and I was in my early 20s, and I saw this gastroenterologist, and he said, well, I could put you on a pill or something. And I said, well, is there anything else I could do? Because I'm 20, so I don't want to take pills the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And his eyes lit up. He said, well, nobody's ever asked me to not take a pill. And I said, well, is there anything else? So I tried it on my own for years to eat right. But I think you know sometimes. But like I would just go to the store and buy honey wheat bread and think, okay, I never looked at the fructose in the back. I never looked at any of those things. So it definitely, and now that I'm not in New York anymore and I don't have my Trader Joe's, it was a little bit more of a challenge to find the kind of things that now in New York, I could just go right to them, stock up.
Yeah, you know how to do it.
Yeah, but I found it. When I found Ezekiel bread in the freezer section, I'm like, here it is.
Well, I have to tell you that inspired by you, we're actually going to be launching a new kind of food line because you love those tomato sauces that we made, the gialline and the bolognese. And so we're actually going to do two things. We're going to do a family line. So we're going to do like family mac and cheese and the family bolognese sauces. And then what I'd really like to do is, especially with the bolognese sauce, have it be in supermarkets. So develop a kind of line that you can grab it. Do you like that idea?
Yes, that would be, it's so good.
That's
you know what I did the other day?
What?
I put one, so you might think this is gross, but I put it on top of, because I was out of my lentil pasta, I put it on top of chickpeas, the bolognese.
Oh, I love the sound of that. How was it?
Amazing.
No.
I sauteed the chickpeas, just a can of chickpeas in some olive oil and a little salt. And then I put the bolognese sauce on top.
Good for you. Go.
So good. It was
try it.
It was a feast. So good.
Do the kids eat it? Did they eat it? Did they like it?
My son loves chickpeas. Yeah.
Right.
And my 10-year-old loves the sauce. They all love the sauces, but they won't do the lentil pasta. I've tried all sorts of tricks. But chickpeas,
they are young enough. Yeah, they're young enough. Yeah. Well, that's good that they like the chickpea thing. I've actually discovered, you should try it. It's at Trader Joe's. It's a new product. It's called risoni. It looks like orzo pasta. And it's chickpea, and I think it's got red lentils in it, but it's multicolored, and it looks like like rice. But it's delicious. Okay. We had some friends over the other night, and I made it with some tomato sauce, and all the children just loved it. I made it for the grown-ups, us having the lentil, legume pasta, and actually all the kids ate it up, but they loved it. It's another.
That sounds amazing. Yum.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, I know that you've got to go. I will let you go. Thank you so much for coming in and having a chat on our
Thank you for thinking of me. Listen, I know I've said it a billion times, but I'm just going to say it one more time. Thank you. As busy as my day is, when I heard from you, I was like, absolutely, I will push the pause button and we can talk anytime, because after I did the plant-based diet, it literally changed my whole digestive system. It literally changed my digestion for the better. And when you feel better on the inside, everything is better. You're more productive. Your skin is better. And that doesn't mean that, there aren't days where I'm like, you know what, I just want a donut, or that I fall off the wagon. But the fact that your little emails that you'll send out with little, fun tidbits and information. You do a lot of work on your end so that we can thrive on our end. So I wish you all the health and wealth that you pour into us for you and your family.
You're so lovely. You're such a gorgeous, wonderful person. Thank you so much. It means so much. Love seeing you. You take care, and you look fabulous and gorgeous. I'll see you soon. Bye, love.
Bye, guys.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.